A very good morning, dear students, and a warm welcome once again to Loyola. Here I am to explain to you the academic structure and the virtual learning at Loyola through my presentation and introduction to the academic structure and virtual learning. We would have really loved to invite you and welcome you into the portals of Loyola, looking at your beaming faces, but then unfortunately, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the challenging situation prevailing around us, it is not possible, but yet we are welcoming you through these platforms, through these video conferencing tools. Come to us and we are here to accompany you in this exciting journey lying ahead of you. So let me now explain to you the entire academic structure. This is going to be the backbone of the curriculum, and this is the first segment that I have chosen to explain. I will try to give you an overall view of what is the choice-based credit system that we are going to follow, what will be the different parts of study, the terminologies that will be used, and also template for the UG, that is undergraduate, and the PG, that is postgraduate curriculum. We shall now have a quick look at the UG curriculum template. Here you are able to see the different parts that I have just indicated to you and how the credits have been distributed across each semester. So let us consider semester 1. We have part 1 general language, which has 3 hours, and within brackets 3 credits have been indicated. Similarly, another subject or course will be general English, which will take 6 hours of your total learning hours, and it carries 3 credits. Part 3 papers, major core papers, will take 12 hours and will gain you 12 credits. Allied required papers, which are also part 3 papers, will be having 6 hours and 3 credits. Part 4 papers, foundation course alone is there in semester 1, and in semester 2 you can see EVS, that is environmental science, has also been included and the credits have been indicated. Part 5, during the first year you will be involved in club activities, which will fetch you 1 credit for 90 hours of work, and you will be involved in outreach activities during the second year, which will fetch you 2 credits for 120 hours of work. The other subjects or courses you will like to know would be, say, in semester 3 and 4, in part 3 you have AO, which stands for Allied Optional. There is a choice for you to choose an allied paper, and also in part 4 you can see that there will be a choice between non-major elective or basic Tamil and advanced Tamil, as I just explained earlier. And also in part 3 you can see that major elective or an elective subject paper has been included, and as you progress to the third year you will be able to see that the other parts do not play a role at all, and your entire study is confined to part 3, with major core taking 24 hours of your study, major elective taking 6 hours in semester 5, and in semester 6 it is all major, along with a very special package, major special, which carries 15 credits and will be done for 12 hours. And this also includes internship, and you will appreciate that we have given due weightage and due importance to the skill-based courses and development of skill, which is being consistently insisted by the Government of India and the MHRD. In semester 5 additionally, it is indicated that you can take up MOOCs courses, the massive open online courses, or self-study paper, which will fetch you 1 additional credit. So overall, the total credits you are expected to gain at the end of 3 years of study will be 159. For commerce students alone, there is a change in semesters 3 and 4. Instead of general language paper, you will be having major papers. That is the only change for commerce, BBA, computer science and computer application students. Now we will have a look at the PG curriculum template. For PG, there are no specific parts, whereas the major core papers are having some specialized codings like elective subject, interdisciplinary paper and also a summer training program, that is an internship, has also been included. So in semester 1 you do not have any other paper except major core papers, whereas in semesters 2 and 3 you can see that elective papers can be chosen by you, and there is an option to do a self-study paper in semester 3 which will fetch you additional credits. And in semester 3 again you will be doing an interdisciplinary paper for 6 hours which will fetch you 5 credits. Semester 4 is all major core once again, and it includes project, which is a very important component of your PG curriculum. You can see that instead of part 5 outreach activities as in the case of UG, here there are extension activities to be done by you in the first year, that is called as Loyola Extension and Awareness Program LEAP, and that will fetch you 3 credits. And also similar to our foundation course programs, you are having life skills training 2 hours within the class hours and 2 hours outside class hours, which will fetch you 2 credits. Totally you are expected to gain 96 credits to complete your course successfully, and 2 additional credits if in case you are able to do self-study paper. Now we move over to the next segment, that is blended virtual learning. I wish to introduce in this segment the need of switching over to the virtual mode and what will be the requirements, what are the changes that the teaching learning strategies have undergone because of this shift, and I will also be highlighting the features of organized virtual classes and also how the college hours have been redesigned to suit this need. I'll be explaining to you also the teaching learning tools required, the aids required, how your attendance will be marked and how the evaluation pattern is going to look like. So what does it mean to switch over from the regular mode to the virtual mode? You can see the highlights here of in-person or face-to-face learning mode. Yes, we have you dear students with us. We will be there, we would have been there meeting each other every day. Was it in-person mode? And then our syllabus, which is of very high standards, would have been dealt with in a regular class. And usually the system in Loyola is that we follow the 6-day order timetable, and that is already in practice and it will be continued in the virtual mode as well. And there will be 5 hours of learning every day. That is not going to change with the virtual mode, it is continuing. And 2 other things that will continue in the virtual mode are our accompaniment. We will always be there to accompany you, and this being a still tougher time and challenging time, we are there to accompany you, and our commitment towards your effective learning is even more stronger as we shift to the virtual mode. Now what are the changes that you could anticipate in virtual mode of learning? You are all coming from a school system, and in most cases and in all probability, most likely you may not have been introduced to this online type of learning. So you may have your own apprehensions and doubts. Don't worry, we will make things very simple for you. Our teaching learning strategy has been completely revised and revamped to suit your needs, to meet your apprehensions and your needs. to address all the concerns that you may have. So we have a complete shift in the teaching learning strategy. The organized class timings have also been changed so that you feel comfortable to undergo these online courses. You do not feel the stress of sitting hours together before a device or before a system or your laptop. And the teaching aids, you would understand that if it was regular mode of learning, we will use the chalk and board method and we will come around, monitor your progress and all that. But now we are relying heavily on these electronic gadgets and devices, and our aids, teaching aids, have completely changed. So have the learning tools and aids. I do not know how many of you are right now having a notebook and noting down the points that I am sharing with you right now. But some of you would also prefer to take screenshots or store this presentation in your device so that you can later on come and have a look at it as well, and that is possible. So the learning tools and aids have also changed. The mode of content delivery is definitely going to change, and we have already gone into that mode, and that is why today we are able to address you through the Google Classroom or any other video conferencing platform. The way we mark attendance has undergone a shift, and you would have noticed that probably this is the third day of your orientation, and the way the attendance is being marked is completely different. It is not that the teacher comes, calls out for your name, and then we see if you are there in your seat and then we give you the attendance. But then this is completely different. It's a new experience for you as well as for us. And the evaluation methods and strategies definitely have to change, and it is not going to be kind of a test where you write your answers and then you submit at the ring of the bell, or when your teacher calls for your paper and says time is up. It's not so. It is all going to be controlled by these devices and programmed and everything. So let us see, but don't panic. It is completely made simple for you, and I am here basically to assure you that we have made things very simple for you. So the teaching learning strategies have been divided into two categories here. We are introducing a very new concept to you. One set of classes called as synchronous virtual classes, referred to as SVCs, and another set of classes referred to as asynchronous virtual classes, AVCs. And what are the features of these SVCs? They are going to be live classes and interactive sessions like the ones you were having with your class teachers and department staff the previous days, two days, and you will be asked to log in through Google Classrooms or the Loyola Learning Management System, and daily attendance will be monitored and taken. Whereas asynchronous virtual classes are basically offline classes where you will be guided by the teacher to learn some of the topics that are there in the syllabus. It calls for great amount of personal commitment from your side because you are going to do things on your own. Some of you may not be used to it because all along teachers might have been around you to tell you what to do, when to submit your home assignment and things like that. But here we will indicate everything to you. We are going to give you clear instructions and guidelines, but still it involves lot of commitment from your side, and they will be monitored by the use of graded or ungraded assignments. That means for such assignments that you will be asked to submit at the end of a week of asynchronous virtual classes, you may be given marks or it may not be graded, but still it is very important because only on submission of these assignments will you be given the attendance for that particular week. So therefore, these classes are linked to weekly attendance and are very important. So these are the important highlights of organized virtual classes. We are following 6-day order pattern. There will be 5 hours of class per day and a maximum of 3 SVCs, that is the online classes will be 3 or 2 per day. That means on 3 days you will be having 3 SVCs and 2 AVCs, and then on 3 other days you will be having 2 SVCs and 3 AVCs per day. Therefore, a total of 15 hours of SVC per week and a total of 15 hours of AVC per week. That adds up to 30 hours per week. So, 6-day order, 5 hours per day gives you 30 classes, and this is how your 30 classes are going to be: 15 hours of online classes SVCs and 15 hours of offline classes AVCs. Please register it very clearly in your mind. It is going to be this way for you. And the duration of SVCs will be 50 minutes each, with a break of 15 minutes in between. So, the virtual college hours are going to be like this. The first hour will begin at 9 a.m. and it will end at 9:50 a.m. Then you have 15 minutes break. The second hour SVC2 will begin at 10:05 and end at 10:55 a.m. Then you have another 15 minutes break, and then SVC3 will begin at 11:10 and will complete at 12 p.m. Therefore, on day orders when there are 2 SVCs, there will be 3 AVCs, and on day orders when there are 3 SVCs, there will be 2 AVCs. This sample timetable for first undergraduate program I just wanted to present to you so that you will understand how your timetable will look like. This is not the same for everyone, it is just a sample. The green cells indicate the online classes or SVCs, and the yellow cells indicate AVCs or offline classes. And you can see on day 1, day 3 and day 6 there are only 2 SVCs, only 2 hours of online class, and on day 2, day 4 and day 5 there are 3 SVCs. Now you can have a look at the teaching learning tools or aids and what is required actually. Google Classroom and LLMS, you are already familiar with it by now, and slowly you will get to know it better. And the classes will be conducted using Google Meet, Zoom, Microsoft Teams or any other video conferencing tools. Desktops, laptops, Android phones are the requirements. Any one of these devices are fine. Internet connectivity with reasonably good bandwidth. When I say that, I am fully aware of the difficulties that you may be facing with net connectivity, and we are very much concerned about it. Please do inform your class teachers or your department head or coordinator if in case you have any difficulty with regard to this. We will try to figure out how we could help you out. And also 2 GB of data may be required. I am not saying it will consume all the 2 GB. It may range from 1 GB to 2 GB. Please find for yourself a quiet place to attend the classes. It may not be difficult for you to find a quiet place for 2 hours or 3 hours. So, kindly take that effort so that we are able to give you the best and you are able to get the best out of these classes. As I already mentioned, we require a lot of self-discipline, commitment and tolerance, because things are going to be not very easy and very comfortable. It may give us a lot of stress and challenging situations, but then we have to go ahead, and please put up with us as we are also trying to accompany you in this difficult journey ahead. So, how is the content delivery going to be? The mode. 60% of the syllabus in every unit will be taught through the SVCs, that is the live online classes, and 40% of the syllabus in every unit will be taught through offline classes, that is AVCs, and by providing study material, reference materials, PowerPoints, e-contents, videos or web links. And for science discipline students, the practical papers will be handled through MHRD based virtual labs, and your course teachers will be able to give you a better picture on how to go ahead with these papers. Now, I'll quickly take you through the attendance requirements. Attendance will be taken during every SVC and will be entered by the course teacher in the ERP portal the same day itself. And for AVC, as I already mentioned, an assignment which is graded or ungraded will be given on the topics that were covered through AVCs, and it should be completed by the student within the ensuing day order 1, which means if an assignment has been given to you on day order 1 of week 1, then you will be expected to submit it as per the requirements by the day order 1 of week 2. Why is it so important? Because only those students who submit the required assignments within the deadline will be marked present for the AVCs of those courses. Please remember this, dear students. If you do not submit the assignments of the AVCs as per the instructions, then you may lose your attendance and that will cost you later on. If a student is absent for all the SVCs, then he or she will be marked absent for all the AVCs of that particular day. This is another important point you should remember. If you have been absent for all the online classes on a particular day, then by default automatically you will be marked absent for all the AVCs of that day. So what happens if you were absent on a particular day, but then you manage to submit the assignment of the AVC for that particular paper or that particular course? What will happen is, excluding the day on which you were absent completely for the online classes, that is the SVCs, for all other days you will be given attendance for the AVCs. You will be able to understand it better as you progress in your academic calendar, and as the days go on you will be able to understand this better. Here I would like to invite your attention to the evaluation pattern. The evaluation is having 50% weightage for internals and 50% weightage for externals, which means both internal exams and external exams are equally important for us, and we believe in a system where a continuous monitoring and assessment of your progress and your understanding of the curriculum is very much important and will be a fair means of assessing your performance, or an objective way of assessing your performance. And therefore, this is how we are going to evaluate your internals. The internals will be having 3 components, as you can see: C1, C2 and C3. For C1 and C2, the assessment type will be periodic tests. 2 tests will be given, each carrying 15 marks, and it will add up to give you 30 marks. So C1 will have 30 marks and C2 will also have 30 marks, and C3 will also consist of 2 assignments. It can be in the form of multiple choice questions, any form of quiz, group seminar or presentation, mini project, whatever. There will be 2 such assessments, each carrying 20 marks, adding up to 40. So on the right extreme, the column indicates that the maximum marks are 30, 30 and 40, which totals to give you 100. So the total continuous internal assessment marks will be 100 maximum marks, and your score will be computed for 100 and then reduced to 50. And what happens with the external? Both theory and practical examinations will be conducted for 3 hours of duration for 100 marks, and those marks will be taken or reduced to 50, and hence you will be able to get your total score in a particular paper, and 40 marks is the minimum to pass in external examinations. In the case of practical papers, there will be continuous evaluation and grading. This is for this particular semester I am saying, because we have moved to the virtual mode due to this challenge that is around us, and therefore at the end of each experiment the grading will be done, and the consolidated internal marks will be evaluated out of 50, which will also carry the marks for your record, be it a digital or a manual record, of which can be scanned and submitted, the pages of which can be scanned and submitted, and also observation marks. Here I attempt to give you the entire picture or an academic plan for the UG, that is undergraduate, as well as the postgraduate program. This is the overall academic plan for UG. You can see that we are beginning here around 26th August you have begun, that is week 4 already, and from week 4 to week 7 you will be having both SVCs and AVCs being conducted by the teachers, and an evaluation of SVC will be conducted at the end of 5th week, that is during the 6th week, C1 for 15 marks on the topics covered during the online classes in the preceding 2 weeks. And similarly, another 15 marks of test will be conducted. This will be a descriptive test, and the topics will be those which were handled in SVCs during the preceding 4 weeks. And therefore, first 5 weeks of your learning here, that is from 4th to 8th week, will actually decide your C1 evaluation, and also the AVC evaluation C3A, the first AVC evaluation for 20 marks will also be conducted during this period, that is from week 4 to week 7. You can also see the dates. It is beginning on 27th August and it ends up by 23rd September, and the test alone goes up to 30th September. In a similar manner, for C2 assessment, the next 5 weeks are taken, that is week 9 to week 13. The SVCs and AVCs will be conducted as per the teaching plan of the teacher, course teacher, and C2 2 tests will be conducted, one at the end of 10th week, that is during the 11th week, and the next one during the 14th week, and the portions for the second C2 test will be those topics which were covered in the SVCs during the preceding 5 weeks, that is from week 9 to 13, whatever was taught will be assessed or tested here. And during this time, the C3B, the second assignment for 20 marks, this will be on portions that are being taught using the AVCs, that is offline classes and assignment mode, that will be conducted during the same time, and we will end the semester. Similarly, we have a plan for the postgraduate activity as well. Everything else is same except that your learning weeks are little bit reduced because you have begun late, and therefore it will be instead of 9 weeks, you will be having only 7 weeks of total virtual learning with additional 2 weeks for revision and conduct of test. Everything else is just similar to what I have just explained in the case of undergraduate program. So Loyola is a dream destination, and today you have fulfilled your dream. You are here with us, and we are so very happy to have each one of you with us. You have chosen Loyola for several reasons. Yes, it is a premier institution, consistently top ranked in India, both by accrediting agencies as well as lead magazines and global assessment agencies. It is renowned and reputed, carrying very high standards of education, and Loyola provides state-of-the-art infrastructure, a world of opportunities to achieve and excel. The placement record of Loyola is very high, and you are really fortunate to be here, and we are also glad to have you. Now, as much as you have expectations for Loyola College, so do we have expectations of you. We are here to mold you as men and women for others. There is nothing called self-centered approach in our teaching, ideology and our methods. We are training you to become responsible citizens, and that is what we expect of you, to be extremely compassionate and also courageous. Stand for values and justice wherever you are required or called to raise your voice, Please lend your voice for the voiceless. And we look at forming you as holistic personalities, confident and self-motivated individuals. And what we focus on is excellence and not mediocrity or adequacy. So at this juncture, I take this opportunity to wish you all a brilliant and successful academic year ahead. Go ahead and achieve, excel, and bring laurels to the college as well as yourself. We are here to accompany you to achieve the best. Wish you all the best and thank you.